What's up, guys? Happy New Year. So the first episode of Dragon Ball Super for 2018 came out last night. I was actually away on vacation last week, so I'm just coming back in, and some very weird things happened during that trip. I'm not going to get into it, but it was like borderline disappointing and just some weird stuff that really didn't meet my expectations at all. But we have this episode now, and there's also some very weird things going on right now in the Dragon Ball Super fandom. So let's get into that. There's only two universes remaining, 7 and 11, and as such, everybody gets bunched up in the stands because otherwise there'd just be a lot of empty space, which doesn't really help create a sort of tournament crowd atmosphere. We got a total of 8 fighters remaining, 3 on the 11 side, 5 on the 7. And we get these extra zoom-in shots of some of the features of the fighters, just kind of like, you know, floating in the breeze a little bit, which is, I guess, just for dramatic effects. Goku goes up to Jiren, and then he just turns Super Saiyan Blue, just right from the start. And they have a little bit of a warm-up session in which Jiren wants to find out why Goku wants to get stronger, why he does the things he does, and Goku's like, I don't know, I just like getting stronger. And Jiren says something that I thought was interesting. He says, well, I'm trying to go further. I'm trying to get to that point that is further than strength. So again, Jiren continues to be a very cryptic character in the anime. We still don't know that much about his motivation altogether. But he does kind of end up pushing Goku back. And then at one point, they made a huge mistake because they changed Goku's hair to the point where I actually thought it was Gohan who had gone Super Saiyan Blue. I was like, what happened here? I mean, it's clearly an art mistake. Okay, I don't know who's supervising this, but yeah. And then I'm going to show you another shot of Goku. As you can tell, completely different hairstyles in each shot for Goku. Now, when it came to the Jiren versus Vegeta fight, it took a while for me to process it, honestly, because at first I was like watching, I was like, yeah, Vegeta rushing in, the way he moves, just spamming these fists, you know, trying to land a hit on Jiren. That's pretty much how Vegeta works. That's what Vegeta would do. It seemed pretty normal in accordance with Vegeta's fighting style and character. And then I finished the episode, and I was like, wow, this fight was okay. But I also, like, a part of me almost felt like it was a little bit bland. Like, I don't know why, but I couldn't put my finger on it at first. But the fight just, like, you know, my brain was, like, telling me, dude, this is just way too familiar. Like, this is just a familiar fight. Like, it's a predictable, familiar fight for Vegeta through and through. And then I realized it's literally like the same action beats. The choreography of the fight is literally almost a copy and paste from back in the day when Vegeta was fighting Perfect Cell. To the point where I rewatched it on YouTube. Just type in Vegeta versus Perfect Cell and you see it there. And I was amazed at how similar the choreo was for both of these fights. It's like you even have a shot of Vegeta laughing at Cell, just like he laughed at Jiren in this episode. It's like, I feel like I was just rewatching the same thing. He even tries to finish up by using Final Flash, and it doesn't work. It's the same thing. Now, to be fair, there are some minor differences here and there, some additional shots. Obviously, it's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta fighting Jiren, not Cell, but for the most part, the action does end up hitting kind of like the same marks as it did back in the day. And there's a very, very, very clear difference between something being an homage and something being just straight up self-plagiarism. He even goes so far as to taunt Jiren not to move to try and see if he can tank his attack. It's the exact same thing he did to Cell when he's like, if you really want to like show your power, if you really want to prove how powerful you are, you just stay right where you are, Cell. Am I watching The Force Awakens? Like, what is this? At certain points, Jiren even moves like Cell. He even hits Vegeta the way that Cell does. Now, one of the things that we established, thanks to the episode preview that we got last time, was the fact that Vegeta was going to be able to connect a hit when it came to Jiren. And so it's like, well, how does that make sense? How is that possible? How do you have Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, land a hit on Jiren without just throwing the power scaling off the window, considering what happened when he fought Goku? Well, it's very simple. He was holding back. Vegeta actually mentions the fact that Jiren was actually a lot stronger, or maybe he was taking that fight against Goku a lot more seriously, because in this, he's like, you're not as fast and you're not as strong. To the point where Vegeta is capable of observing Jiren's movements and dodging them. So he breaks through Jiren's defense, which is kind of his offense, but you know what I mean. He's able to bypass that and land a hit in his stomach, in his abdomen. And while that whole thing is going on, we still have 2 other matchups. Dispo versus Frieza, Speed versus Sass, which I love. Although by the end there, Dispo does kind of get the upper hand by turning things around in a very creative way and funny way, I might add. And then Gohan in 17 versus Topo, which I have to say, I think 17 is the next one to go. Unfortunately, I think Topo's going to take him out. And it'll be up to Gohan to deal with Topo because the Saiyan fanboy contract is very strong in this show. And I'm also saying this because on January 28th, the title of the episode for Dragon Ball Super is called Advent of the God of Destruction Topo. There is only overwhelming power. What I don't understand, however, is that before this episode, Gohan actually goes to help Frieza fight Dispo, which is kind of strange because it's like, wait, he's going to leave 17 by himself to fight Topo? What happened there? Is 17 already eliminated by this point? We don't know, but my hope is that we get to see an epic 17 and Gohan combo before 17 gets eliminated. And I also hope that if Gohan does help Frieza in his fight against Dispo, hopefully Frieza will give Gohan some energy or will at least help him unlock a new form, a form that Gohan has already foreseen and has told Goku that that's his next thing that he wants to get to, but he wants to get to by himself. Very similar to what Vegeta said in this episode in his fight against Jiren. Now, in case you guys don't know, I think this is a pretty good opportunity for me to sort of like tell you something that I became aware of recently. It's come to my attention that there's been some rumors, some fan speculation about the possibility, and notice this is not confirmed in any way, shape, or form, so don't get too scared, but there's been some talk, some rumors, people putting two and two together about the possibility of Dragon Ball Super, the anime, going on hiatus, possibly taking a break after the Tournament of Power arc is over in March. And it was very surprising because despite the fact that currently this news is still like, rumor and speculation, it's not confirmed, there seems to be a significant amount of evidence that points in that direction, like the fact that we have a movie coming out in December and the team, a lot of people that work on animation would probably need to transfer over to work on the movie to make sure that it's ready for release. There was also this new project announced for this anime called Kitaro, who used to hold the time slot that Dragon Ball Super has now, so that could potentially come back to replace Dragon Ball Super while it's gone. If it's gone, we don't know yet. Again, just pure speculation. I'm just letting you know so that if the bomb drops and they're saying like, yeah, we're going on hiatus, don't be too surprised. And I also think it's important to note that if the Tournament of Power ends in March, then there's been clearly a lack of publicity for content of the arc that will come after the Tournament of Power. Maybe the new arc will be a little bit fillery, so maybe that's why they're not spending too much on hyping it up. But you never know. And at the end of the day, I think it's that silence, that lack of info about what's next that has got people speculating. So again, nothing has been confirmed at this point, but just don't be too surprised if that actually happens, that they actually take a break so that they can prepare things for the movie. But again, that may not happen. But please let me know what you think. Anyway, Vegeta's new form is coming. It'll be here Saturday night. The ending I thought was kind of forgettable, to be honest, but it does leave us with this fan-made looking poster where we see Vegeta with a new color scheme beside Goku in Ultra Instinct. And you can tell it's Ultra Instinct because of his eyes. So Vegeta, this does not look like the regular Super Saiyan Blue color scheme. Now technically that could be the exact same thing that we see in this shot right here. We know that there's going to be some kind of a double team there, Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren. And Jiren is done holding back, or at least he's begun taking the guys a little bit more seriously, as you can tell from his red aura that surrounds his body there. And then we get this phrase from Goku in the preview where he's like saying that Vegeta will achieve an amazing power that goes beyond that of Super Saiyan Blue. Now in this episode, Vegeta does state that Goku can keep his Ultra Instinct. That's for Kakarot, but he's going to try and do his own thing and break his limits his own way. We're not really sure what the product of that is going to be, but it does kind of confirm that Vegeta will not be getting the same type of Ultra Instinct that Goku does. So what do you think Vegeta will get next time? Do you think it'll be like Super Saiyan Blue, like times whatever, Super Saiyan Blue 2, or perhaps a variation of Super Saiyan Blue that is above in level of what he currently has? Now, in terms of the episode as a whole,
I do think that we kind of bet on the wrong horse. I think that, we got caught up in the hype and we overhyped this episode, but I think the one that really deserves the hype is next week. I think next week will deliver, judging on the fact that we barely got anything out of that preview. I think they're being very careful with what they show. So hopefully next week's episode will deliver.
That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you appreciated some of the points that I made. Subscribe to my channel because I'm feeling fresh for a new year of content here on YouTube. Hopefully, I will not disappoint you. Please let me know your thoughts about the points that I brought up in this video down below, and I will catch you guys later. I hope you have a very, very good 2018. Bye.